The main feature of this cake is its incredibly tender two-layer texture, which comes from the proper base. We take a glass bowl and carefully transfer 350 grams of ricotta. Next, we add 150 grams of sour cream for softness and creaminess. A couple of movements with the blender, and the mixture transforms into a perfectly smooth cream without a single lump, ready to accept the remaining ingredients. We sprinkle in the sugar evenly, 100 grams for the right sweetness. Turn on the blender and work until completely smooth. See how the texture changes? The mixture becomes noticeably lighter and airier. The sugar completely dissolves, and the ricotta takes on creamy tenderness. We crack 2 eggs directly into the bowl. Now, the immersion blender will help transform everything into the perfect creamy mixture. Literally 1 minute of work, and the mixture becomes uniform, smooth, without a single lump. Cornstarch will give our cottage cheese mixture the perfect thickness. We mix carefully with a silicone spatula. It's important to preserve the airy texture we created. The movements are smooth from bottom to top, so the starch is evenly distributed throughout the entire mixture. It's time to add the cherries. They'll give the cottage cheese base a bright tartness. We pour the berries directly into the bowl. Now we carefully mix with the spatula, trying not to damage the delicate berries. It's important to distribute the cherries evenly. The mixture turns out beautiful, with bright specks. We move on to the chocolate base. We set up a clean bowl and take out 2 fresh eggs. We carefully crack them, then add sugar, a full 160 grams for rich flavor. Whisk in hand, and we start beating. Literally after a minute, the eggs with sugar transform into a light, fluffy mixture that noticeably increases in volume. Next comes sour cream, 200 grams. We spoon it carefully into our airy mixture. Now, with the whisk, we gently combine all the components, working with smooth movements from bottom to top. Gradually, the sour cream completely dissolves, and the batter takes on a beautiful, uniform consistency. To give the batter the right softness, we add sunflower oil, exactly 75 grams. We pour it in a careful stream directly into the center of the bowl. Now, the most important thing. We thoroughly mix everything with the whisk so the oil completely combines with the mixture. Literally 1 minute of work and the chocolate batter becomes smooth and glossy. Now, we prepare the dry mixture for our chocolate batter. Into the sieve goes flour, 180 grams. Next, we add cocoa powder, 30 grams for rich chocolate flavor. And we finish with baking powder. The dry ingredients go through the sieve. This way, the flour with cocoa and baking powder will distribute evenly without a single lump. Now, whisk in hand, and with careful movements, we combine everything into a uniform mixture. It's important not to rush. Each turn makes the batter smoother and silkier, and the color becomes noble, rich chocolate. The batter is ready. We move on to preparing the pan. We take a pan with a diameter of 24 centimeters and thoroughly grease the bottom and all sides with a piece of butter. The movements should be even, so every centimeter of surface gets its portion of butter. The parchment paper will lay perfectly. First, we place a round sheet on the bottom, then carefully line the sides with strips of parchment, lightly pressing them with our hands to the greased surface. The butter works like glue here, securely fixing the paper in place. We pour the prepared chocolate batter into the prepared pan. using a silicone spatula to help completely transfer the thick mixture. Now, it's important to create an even base for our future cake. We carefully level the batter with the spatula across the entire surface of the pan, making sure the chocolate mixture lies in an even layer from edge to edge. Over the chocolate layer, we pour the light cottage cheese mixture with berries. We distribute it with gentle movements, creating a beautiful contrast of colors. The cake is ready, and we can carefully remove it from the pan. We remove the removable ring. See how evenly the layers baked? Now we gently separate the parchment from the sides, so as not to damage the tender surface. We transfer our 2-layer dessert to a beautiful serving plate. The finishing touch. We dust with confectioner's sugar through a sieve. Here it is, our 2-layer beauty. The contrast of the dark chocolate batter and light cottage cheese filling with bright cherry specks looks simply stunning. The cake turned out exactly as we envisioned: fluffy, aromatic, and incredibly appetizing. It's time to try our 2-layer masterpiece. We make the first cut from center to edge. This way the pieces will be even. We continue cutting the cake into portions. We set aside the knife and take a pastry spatula. It will help us carefully lift a piece. Look what a beautiful cross-section we got. Both layers are clearly visible. At the bottom, rich chocolate sponge cake, and on top, tender cottage cheese mixture with bright cherries. We carefully transfer the piece to a plate. Here it is, our contrasting dessert in all its glory. Each layer preserved its texture, and together they create an amazing combination of flavors. It's time for tasting. We carefully break off a piece with the fork. See how easily the tender cottage cheese mixture with berries separates from the fluffy chocolate base? One more piece, and it's already clear. The contrast of textures turned out exactly as intended. The result exceeded expectations.